Welcome back, YouTube, and here we are back with another great tip video. Today we're going to be talking about zone drops and how to cancel them, and another helpful tip inside this video. If you guys are new to the channel, please hit the sub button, help support the boy. Also leave a like and comment down in the comment section. I do read all the comments and reply back to them. So if you guys have questions, I'll reply back with an answer. Or if you guys have video suggestions, I do read those. This is actually kind of something why we're doing this video. I've gotten some suggestions and DMs, comments from people I know, blah, blah, blah. So that's what we're going to talk and get into today. Also, if you guys don't feel like putting a comment or have anything to say, just leave an emoji, something to help support the boys for the algorithm, and it helps push these videos out for other people to see these tips and get the help that they also need. So let's get into it today. I'm just going to come out in dollar. We're going to talk about zone drops. Um, and we're just going to kind of come out on like a regular cover four, and I'm just going to come out tight offset, tight end, something that's kind of popular. We're just going to look at like a bench concept, something that has corner routes going to the outside, stuff of that nature, because if you're doing zone drops, you're trying to stop most of these outside routes, right? Like that's just getting open, open, open. And you could do whatever concept you want. If you want to do man coverage and put zones out there, whatever. But I'm just going to talk about the principles. So let's just come out and bench. So this is what we're just coming out in cover four. This is what it looks like before zone drops. We're just going to have them hike the ball. You're going to notice, it's just how everything plays. Just basic, right? Just regular, basic defense. Nothing crazy, nothing too nuts. We'll just look at the replay real quick. You're going to see this guy. He's on the corner route. This is your purple. And then this is your other purple. And these are deep blues or whatever, right? Obviously, I'm not doing like anything to beat them. Obviously, most people would streak the outside receivers to help free up this receiver to push these blues out to get the corner routes open, right? So it looks like it's bagged. It's really, I'm not doing any manipulating at the moment. So, like, obviously, most people would streak him to get this dude pushed out, and it opens up this guy. That's what most people do. That's what people do in zone in bench to get these corner routes open, right? So let's just talk about zone drops anyway. So let's get into it. So what we're going to do, I want to talk about a few different things. There's two different things zone drops are going to do, right? So let's start out by doing, you would think like your most famous thing to do to stop a corner route, especially if they're on both sides of the field or whatever, you would want to put your curls in 30s, right? I'm just going to show two different concepts, putting both of them at 30. So let's get into this. So what you're going to see here, so gun tight offset tight end, right? You're going to see, I'm actually just going to blitz these outside guys just to kind of show this. What you're going to see is these purples, since we're at the 50-yard line, if we have them set at 30, they're going to play 30 yards, meaning they'll go all the way back to this 20-yard line, way back here. That's 30 yards from the line of scrimmage, right? Obviously, wherever these purples are, the closer they are to the quarterback, like line of scrimmage, whatever, it's going to take them further. It's going to be harder for them to get out to where they need. So let's just say, put him back. Let's just say this is basic. They're normal. Just watch how it plays. Purples, the one on the left side is actually going to go up and attack the corner route, but the other corner route doesn't. What you're going to see is, because since there's actually three players going out for routes on this play over here, you're actually going to see this purple is just going to play the just regular, just kind of like purple, right? 30 yards, but it's going to take him longer to get back there, and then he's going to start coming down. And it's going to leave him open, as opposed to the other one's going to actually come up here and sprint and try to bag for 30 yards. So what you're going to see here is we're actually going to turn and it's going to be the same thing with it flipped. We'll just flip the play, come out and bench, and it's going to be the same thing, just come out and bench or whatever. You're going to see the purples react the same way. Since the running back's on this left side, you're going to see that purple not do that dead sprint. The one on the right will, but the one on the left's not going to. And it's going to leave them wide open. So what we want to talk about is what to do with different zone drops. How do you guard both sides? In my personal opinion, I think it's better to think as your flats as purples and your purples as flats. I think that's the best concept this year. I like flats being. Oh, I forgot to put these on 30. I like purples as my flats this year because they attack it quicker and they play a little bit more inside. So I actually kind of like putting these at 0 or 5 or whatever you want to do to stop like outside routes. We'll just put it at 5 at the moment. And your blues, I'm just gonna put it like 25. So come out in like a concept like this, watch bench, whatever. I like purples to be 0 because they are normally towards the line of scrimmage a little bit, and without having to move them because you gotta do so many adjustments so quick. And people, they're not gonna give you time to do adjustments, right? So what I like to do is leave my purples as blues because they're going to be coming from the inside to attack the flats, and it's going to get to those flat routes quicker, depending. So especially tight formations like this, they are starting inside. They're going to attack those flat routes just as quick. So I like putting my clouds out here because by the time those corner routes come out, they're already back. You can actually press Y and hit the A button for individual, whatever these corners at, you can actually back them up if you really needed to for them to get back there quicker. But let's just watch how this play develops. You're going to see as J Hero hits it, the purples are going to bag those outside routes just way better, right? They're gonna bag those flat routes way better. And this is just generic bench. This isn't anyone doing whatever. This is just generic. But these are just concepts, right? We're gonna watch the next replay. You're gonna see that these purple routes immediately, like since he's at 5 yards, again they're gonna play 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. So all he's gonna do is actually just sidestep to the zone, which is actually gonna bag these type of routes, right? And obviously, if you put him at 0, he's going to sprint down here at the line of scrimmage doing the same thing. This is your cloud flat, right? Since he's already backed up for the 30-yard cloud, he's actually going to pretty much meet this dude at his meet point on these corner routes. That's why I like this concept better because you are able to make sure the flat route, especially if they got 3 receivers. Like this running back obviously might not be on a, let's say they put him on a flat or whatever. Streak him, they put him on a flat, whatever it is. I like these purples better. Purples are just way, way better. Also, we got zone drops on, right? How do you cancel zone drops mid-play? As simple as this, right? You see I got cloud flat, or actually I'm going to put hard flats on the outside in purples. If you simply just hit reset play, like let's say you're in the middle of the play, they're running hurry up, you simply just hit reset play. You're going to see that it's just literally going to do exactly what it's going to do. It's going to reset the play. It's actually going to cancel. It's going to cancel. It's going to cancel your... So I got these outside corners on the hard flats, right? So Dean, just watch these outside corner. Actually, we can just hit replay. Hit replay. You're going to see I put this dude on a hard flat. Hold up. Did I not put him on a hard flat? Yeah, we're going to reset the play. I think I forgot to rezone him after I hit reset. All right, go ahead. J Herbo's going to hike it. Now you're going to see those guys. There we go. I was wondering. I forgot. So obviously after you hit reset, it's going to reset the play, right? So obviously I hit reset. I put those dudes on hard flats, and they're not playing 30 yards. So as soon as you hit reset and whatever you do, the zone drops cancel out as soon as you hit reset. The zone drops are going to cancel out. So I put this dude on a hard flat, and we have our flats on 30, and he's actually just going to play underneath here. So that's how you cancel the zone drops if people are just running hurry up, whatever, just a bunch of nonsense when you're mid-play, because also you want to try to disguise your zone drops. So this is the best way to disguise it, is just hit reset play, and it'll do whatever coverage you're coming in. But pretty much the moral of the story is just think about your purples as blues, like your cloud flats and stuff like that, and your my fault. Think as your blues as purples and your purples as blues. That's the best way. I think that's the best way this year in Madden, just because of how they attack. Most of the time, they're just side shuffling to wherever they need to go or backpedaling to wherever they need to go. So I just think that's the best option. Your corners could get beat. Like, let's say you press them like this, and I got them at 30 yards. You got to remember is these guys aren't really normally doing a dead sprint to get to where they need. So like, here we go. We just press. Remember those cloud flats are on 30. You see how they're just backpedaling to where they need to get. So that's another thing you guys also got to remember is when you do zone drops, just because you have them at 30, they're not dead sprinting, they're backpedaling or side shuffling. So if you're putting these guys on cloud flats or whatever, the Blues are going to play wherever they need to play for that zone drop. See how they played it way better because they're not coming from further up. So that's what you guys also got to remember when you do zone drops, especially like if you're trying to stop corner routes is sometimes what I like to do, if I'm trying to stop this left side corner route, I might even back them up. Just depends on what my corner speed is and what the play is. You know, deeper corners, I back them up. You know, whatever the play is. You just got to do whatever you think's best to stop whatever. But that's really about it for this zone drop video. I mean, just remember purples are blues and blues are purples. That's the best way to stop corner routes and outside routes this year in Madden. And that's how you cancel your zone drops when people are just running hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Because if you run zone drops too much, people will catch on and they'll start running plays to manipulate your zone drops to get right behind your zone drops or right underneath your zone drops. And obviously, we didn't talk about hooks. We didn't really talk about hooks, but I mean, hooks are nothing that important. It's just your yellow zones. They don't do anything crazy. They're just going to play whatever you tell them to, and they're just going to pretty much just basically go straight up or down from where they're standing, essentially, or where the zone is. Hooks, nobody really messes with hooks too much. I mean, most time what people try to do with hooks is let's just say we come out and cover 4 real quick, and let's just run bench. Most time people might, shade underneath. Yes, that's going to change your purples to blues. So you might, like, if you are in a zone drop concept, just rechange that. But what that shading underneath is going to do is those yellows are going to play the underneath routes better. So as you could tell, on that curl route there, the linebacker, since we shaded underneath, this linebacker in this hook curl actually is going to play underneath. He doesn't even go past 5 yards, right? And he's going to identify this running back and just kind of cover him like he's in man coverage. As opposed to, let's just leave it alone. You're going to notice that middle linebacker is actually going to drop back with the corner route. So that's actually another helpful tip as well. That's why I don't really do anything crazy, because you can just manipulate between shading underneath or shading over the top for your yellows. So like I said, in the replay, we didn't shade underneath that time, and you're going to see this curl is actually going to play just like a normal hook curl. So, and then obviously if you shade over the top, he's going to play even deeper. So like, let's say we shade over the top like that. The hook's actually going to play deeper when you shade over the top. And then it's just going to leave these underneath, both of them. So that's really about it, boys. Again, it's just another helpful tip video. Be on the lookout here in a couple of days. I've been working on the doubles mini scheme. We did get enough likes on that doubles goal line fade video to incorporate a doubles mini scheme to incorporate this goal line fade into. So that's going to be coming out here in a couple of days. It's going to be a little lengthy, but it's going to be a great doubles mini scheme to add to your playbook. And again, that's something that you can do in pretty much any playbook. That goal line fade, the plays are going to different, so obviously you want to look for a playbook to kind of incorporate. I'll tell you what playbook I'm using to use it. But with that being said, remember, comment, like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.